overseas YouTube channel, and this is World Cup 2026 Group G group review, and it is one of the World Cup groups. Obviously, World Cup is beginning June 11th, 2026, and it's an incredible day for World Cup, and we're predicting or doing a preview of the four teams in the World Cup. Yeah, four nations in the World Cup: Belgium, Iran, Iran, Egypt, and New Zealand. Yeah, so that's what we're previewing. Yeah, so we start with the first team, Belgium. Belgium, the Red Devils. The best World Cup performance from Belgium we have ever seen was to 2018 World Cup. It was hosted in Russia, where Belgium finished position number in the third place playoff, where they finished third place. Their last World Cup performance, they were knocked out in a group stage. Their group out like it, they are viewed as clear favorites and but one seed. However, their FIFA ranking is solid, but the burden of not having not won a major trophy continues. So that for Belgium, expectation from the world and the nation expects a deep dominant run, though their fans are aware that the golden generation is aging. Strength. So, what are the strengths in Belgium? They have elite individual brilliance from veteran stars like KDB, Lukaku, Kotos. Most of these guys are still playing for European leagues, top divisions, and yeah, and top teams. The weakness is it's an aging squad. Yeah, it's an aging squad that has historically struggled with tournament pressure. Now, yeah, you may be asking, what is my thoughts on Belgium? Number one, I agree with all that expectation there. It is an aging squad that, yeah, and do I see Belgium as a competitive force? Nope. Do I see Belgium as a serious threat? No. Do I see Belgium as a global contender? No. Do I see Belgium as a favorite? No. Dark horse? Probably not. Yeah. But however, I see Belgium as a struggling contender. Belgium is a nation that I see will struggle more in this nation, in this group. It is this group is more of a group of what I call a group of strugglers and a group of demotivated nations. Yeah, we have a team nation like Belgium. Belgium is a nation that has inconsistency. Iran has it war. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Iran has its war that is going on. So Iran's war will impact the players' morale. And New Zealand is only nation where it doesn't have anything that is affecting them as well. So for Belgium, it's got better group. Yes, they are linked to as favorites to pass to this group stage, but are they really favorite? I see them as a struggling contender, Belgium. Yeah. The next group, the next team in this nation, where do I see Belgium finishing in this group? This is a tough group of Belgium, very tough group. Obviously, on paper, it looks as if Belgium is far favorite in this group, but in reality, Belgium isn't as favorite. They can have some upset, they can have some underperformance, they can shock you sometimes, and they can be shocked by other teams as well. And in that's like in the last World Cup, we expected Belgium to pass through that group, that easy group that Belgium was put to, but Belgium didn't pass through it. So this World Cup, it could be the same case. Yeah, and this makes nations like it. This makes it easier for nations like Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand to believe because if you have a if you have a good nation like Belgium, which is inconsistent and unstable, you want to believe that there's a chance for you to make it to the knockout stage, and there's a strong chance for those nations as well. Look at this Belgium squad. Yeah. Uh, Also, Belgium is going through a crisis as the squad is as the golden age squad is struggling to is edging. They're also struggling to convince their youngsters to pick Belgium because most of this there's a new trend starting in Belgium where most of the youngsters are picking other nations, the dual nationality over Belgium. It brings a crisis when people like KDB retires from international football because will Belgium does collapse suddenly when the aging squad collapse retires? Maybe they will. But anyway, where will Belgium finish? Belgium in this squad in this group will finish first place, 7 points. Despite the struggle, it won't be dominance as usual. To be narrow wins of 1-0 to 1 there, and that's why the goal scored and goals conceded are so close that they're basically hugging each other. So I put my predicted goal scored to be 5 goals, predicted 5 goals conceded by Belgium to be 3 goals. Yeah, and that's easy. Where do I think Belgium will manage to get a win over Iran and Egypt, and but they'll get a shock draw over New Zealand. And no, you're wondering why New Zealand? Because you see, Belgium has a courtesy of getting shock results against small teams, small nations that they should not be getting shock results against. So I told myself, New Zealand is that nation, and I don't. I see a more reason why Belgium will get a shock result over to New Zealand, a shock draw to New Zealand, but not a shock. But again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is Group G match group preview before the head of the World Cup. Yeah, we're covering Belgium, Iran, Egypt, and New Zealand. For those who are new, this is my name is Kyle, founder of the YouTube channel. We are on 996 subs. For those who are coming back to the channel or watching our stream, thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for also engaging with us because as we continue, next nation we're discussing is New Zealand. New Zealand is a nation. Yeah, New Zealand. New Zealand. The nickname of New Zealand national team is the All Whites. The All Whites, the best World Cup performance the All Whites had experienced is 2010, where they were knocked out in the group stage, but they were knocked out as unbeaten. Each and one day, how is that possible? It is possible due to you can get you three draws and you collect less points than the other two. Yeah, so that's possible. And that was in 2010. That was the World Cup that was hosted by That was the World Cup that was hosted by South Africa. Yeah, and New Zealand represent Oceania as a continent. Yes. Um, Last World Cup performance, New Zealand did not qualify for the 2022 World Cup. Yeah, as an as an Oceania representative, the underdogs of Group G, but New Zealand is the All Whites are highly organized and capable of causing chaos. Expectation from what they expect from New Zealand. Yeah, so I expect from New Zealand to be highly competitive. They will disrupt the group dynamics and prove that not they aren't just tourists. Because most people look at New Zealand and see New Zealand is a tourist team that is just coming here to play tourist football, and I don't think New Zealand will do that. I feel like New Zealand will cause an upset. Strength that the All Whites have. They have a strong physical presence within the team. The team has a lot of unity. They have a lethal target in the Nottingham Forest striker Chris Wood. He has been on form, not as elite form as you'll say, but he has been on form. Weakness: New Zealand has a smaller player pool that limits the squad depth, making it difficult to maintain intensity for 90 minutes against the top tier nations. It means Translation of that means that New Zealand, even though they are going to make it past the group stage, they might not make it so far in the knockout stage. Yeah. So, what are my thoughts about New Zealand? I see them finishing second in this group. I see them shocking a lot of nations. Yeah. I may be shocked. I may be wrong, and I know most likely I'll be wrong, but I see New Zealand finish second, 5 points, 4 goals scored, 2 goals conceded. Obviously, these are not official predictions, but it will remain. Some of them will remain the same when I release my official predictions in June. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So, what did I also say about New Zealand as well? They are an Oceanic team. Um. Yeah, I find New Zealand a punching bag. New Zealand is a nation where it depends on how they it's a mentality. If they decide to play well, they can play well. Good football too, because they know they're underdogs and they can embarrass you in a bad way. But if they decide to play poorly and have a poor day, they'll embarrass themselves. So New Zealand is a team of 50-50. Yeah. Next nation is Egypt. Egypt from the motherland of Africa. Uh, what Egypt, the Pharaohs, the Pharaohs. mm, the best World Cup performance from the Pharaohs was a group stage finish in 1934, 1990, and the 2018 World Cup hosted in Russia. 2022, they did not qualify for 2022 World Cup. The Pharaohs are considered as heavyweights from Africa region and the main rival to Belgium for the top spot. However, the entire nation and the world expect absolute magic from the talisman Mohamed Salah, Mamouche, and other players to carry them to the knockout rounds. Mohamed Salah, he has been good form, but yeah, Mohamed Salah has not been the same Mohamed Salah that he has been that won Liverpool trophies in 2019. So he has dipped a bit, and the motivation is a bit low. In the recent AFCON, Af- Egypt struggled, did not produce dominant football in the group stage. The most dominant football began in knockout stage, and they were just lucky that South Africa also produced way poor quality football than they did. So that is out of luck. But in this group, they won't have that luck. Egypt, they'll they'll have stronger nations to compete against and nations that are on their level. So they better up their standards or they'll find themselves packing the bags to go back home. Yeah. Egypt represents one of the African nations. Uh, for Egypt, I find Egypt will be one of those nations that will humiliate themselves. They're struggle in the group stage by far, and it may upset some people, some of my predictions for Egypt, but I see Egypt finishing bottom of this table. I see them finishing bottom with 1 point. They'll get a draw against New Zealand. The struggle, very, very struggle. This is the first World Cup in a long time. Yeah, two goals scored, 4 goals conceded, and the defense will be very leaky, and that's what will make them struggle. The games will be very, 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 very tight for Egypt, very, very tight games. But apart from that, they struggle to find the back of the net. Yeah, especially with the talisman Mohamed Salah not being in the best form as he'll have loved heading to this World Cup. Last nation, Iran. Iran, Iran, the team, the nickname Team Melli. Team Melli, their best World Cup is the group stage where they have had 6 appearances in the World Cup. Last World Cup performance, they were knocked out in the group stage in 2022. Iran is viewed as a Asian starlet and a dark horse to snatch second place. Media outlets around the world consider them well polished to battle for and round of 32. Expectation from the world and the nation expects them to make history by finally advancing to the knockout stage. Um, yeah, Iran's strength, they have excellent defensive structure, their tactical discipline is good, and they have strong physicality. But however, Iran sometimes struggle to score against elite counter-pressing teams, and in this group they have elite counter-pressing teams like Belgium and New Zealand, and that can be a vulnerable, and they can be very vulnerable to quick transitions. What will help Iran is New Zealand doesn't have quick transitions, but Belgium has quick transitions with the pace wingers. Yes. So pace wingers, Egypt as well. And Iran will struggle a bit. And Iran will finish that place for me. Three goals scored, five goals conceded. Yeah. For Iran, I find the reason why I put Iran as third place is they are better quality than Egypt, very, very better quality than Egypt. And yes, they did not make it out to the group stage, and they most likely not make it out to the group stage. So finishing third is the best performance. Now, who will go further in this group stage? In this group of Belgium, New Zealand, Egypt, and Iran, Belgium will most likely be knocked out in the round of 16. Yeah, sorry to Belgium fans. New Zealand will be knocked out in the round of 32. Iran, group stage. Egypt, group stage. Yeah. Apart from that, I think that wraps it up. I think we've come to the end for this preview. I think next stream, I'll quickly go on to the next stream about where we'll talk about France. Will France defend the title or not? Yeah, but apart from this, make sure you like this stream. Yeah, I was meant to do this stream back in April, but with the Iran situation, I postponed it to May. Make sure you subscribe 1996 subs. That's four more subs away from 1K. If you have a family friend, tell them subscribe. I'm just so close to 1K. And that's why I'm doing these streams for the love of the game and because of the World Cup content. It will be a lot of World Cup content because the group stage, the club football has ended. Apart from that, it has been enjoyable having guys on board.